was wet, everyone was worried about slipping, but when I didn't really notice that at all during the race. No one wanted to have the pace go. I think they learned from my strategies in past years is to wait and wait and wait, so everybody was waiting. I think we were 62 flat, 3 flat to the 1200. Then Chris O'Hare made a move with about 350 to go, and then Jake Whiteman with 200 to go. He got just a little bit of a jump on me, and I thought he was coming back to me when I was trying to do my trademark last 100 on this course, but I ran out of anaerobic power in my legs and I couldn't make the difference. Foolish to think I could outkick a 144 go from the season, perhaps. But no, it was a really fun race. Tactical would have been nice to have gone faster, but no, it was fun.
Do you feel like people sort of paid deference to you? Like it felt like you were in the middle and everyone was kind of watching you?
Not because they were waiting for me to make a move per se, but perhaps they were like leaning on my experience on how to run the race. Perhaps they wait. It's a long year. Everyone's tired. Jake's just got enough 800 speed that overcame his fatigue. I'm still feeling relatively strong because I missed my spring. So it's a guessing game who's still got enough juice left in the legs to get them through the course.
Will we see you take on any longer distances?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a whole bunch of distances. I've always wanted to have a bit more of a 5K focus, do a couple of half marathons here and there, but with my stress fracture back in February, I couldn't afford to take any gambles with my training for the next 4 months. I had to have some kind of track season, otherwise it would have been 2 years without really racing properly before the next year's World Champs. So I stuck around 60 miles a week this summer and spring, and now I'll bump that up and maybe jump in a couple of local half marathons in the Midwest, just to sort of like long tempo runs, and then gear up for a really solid indoor season and try and knock away some of my qualifying points for the IAAF World Champs through the down under and indoor season, so I don't have the pressure next summer to be chasing points.
The 15 next year?
I want to keep both options open with the 5K and 15. With those guys running 12:43, that shouldn't be too hard to cover. No, I'm kidding. But
so
no.
keep going with that.
You've stayed at such an elite level for so many years. Like, how has your training mindset changed?
Pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, you have to continually have new goals, and one thing I really enjoy is the theory of running training. Along with my coaches Ron and my wife Sierra, I always like to look at making tweaks and adjustments, not necessarily because they're needed, but because it keeps things fresh and things that I could implement in future years if I have a coach again. So I'm always looking at new things, and I get to experiment on myself, so to speak. New Zealand 5K record holder Adrian Blinko and I were chatting a couple of months ago how most runners feel like 3, 4, 5 years after their career's over, they look back and go, man, I wish I'd done this or that differently. I'm one of the few athletes who actually gets to put those years of wisdom into practice because I'm still running, so I get an opportunity to actually right those wrongs in training.
What'd you do different this year?
This year was, after the injury, I really just had to bite the bullet, accept that I wasn't going to be my best self. But look at just getting a solid year and hoping that the jump might happen. It didn't quite happen, but I had some solid 3:35 runs, and then this race here, enough to keep some momentum going before next year's indoor season.
Nick, tactically, how do you approach this race as compared to a track race? Like a road mile.
In a straight road mile, the beauty of it for me is that it allows me to do what my body prefers best, and it's to start off easy and work my way into the race. On a track, you're all single file, and if you want to move up, you have to run wide and you have to surge to get around people to get into position. Here you can start off slow and just slowly work your way up into the position you want.